Ah, bloody me, I barely sat down. Yes, hello, we'll do the traditional greeting in a moment. Right now I need to show you Led, who's been taken by a strange mood. Super excited about this one because she's a talented blacksmith and I'd set her up as Hammerlock's armourer. So with a bit of luck, we'll be getting an artifact helm, or breastplate. Let's not disturb her further. Kutam Milunudis Umid. Welcome one and all to Hammerlock. For those keeping track, it's now late autumn in the 21st year, named Zastash Bow Shut by the dwarves. The year of the Ancient Alliance. Now, Led Astistekad, blacksmith, has created Zimkel Dalzat Lunanan, an iron table. So, yes, Zustash Bow Shut. The world is 21 years young, so ancient is a bit strong, and alliance makes 0 sense considering the most these fledgling civilizations do is trade knickknacks. But where would we be without dwarves naming things with a dartboard? Well, certainly not Hammerlock. Anyway, I've an exciting one for you today, and no mistake. Not that you know that, given the amount of lazy sods in the sweetness of Rex. But they're of no matter, as the thrill you're seeking today comes instead from our 5 ferocious fighters. And here's our chance to show them off. A dirty little kobold! Get at him, barricaded nails! Oh. I guess running them off is just as good. No, here they are. Yes, that's it. Bark at the end of your chains. This is why getting them into full armour for training was so important. They're just so slow in it to start with. We've another chance at sweet, sweet violence. Yes, run, you stinky little snatcher. Apple's here and ready to smash. Wahey! Oh yes, look at that delicious combat report. A little disappointed she's still only a wrestler when I've given them all steel maces to use, but she seems to be using it at the very least. None of that the wrestler latches onto the kobold thief's left foot second toe with their right hand third finger, bruising the bone through their howler monkey leather flip-flops. Nope, just complete and graphic deletion of a sentient being with splatty efficiency. It would appear, however, that our Ubble was not so enthused as I. Horrified after seeing the kobold die and afraid after experiencing that trauma. Oh, give me a break. Not as though he slipped and fell beneath your descending mace. Take a little responsibility and stop being such a big baby. It's a kobold. They're one step up from vermin. And she's off for a drink. Do we interpret that as coping through alcohol, or is it more of a celebratory affair? Oh, and look, she felt satisfied after teaching striking. Talk about cognitive dissonance. And back to sparring. You know, I was wondering if perhaps just having the want for martial training might not be the best indicator for who will thrive in our military. But now I'm thinking I actually just don't care. Bloody dwarves turning me grey after my time. What on my dimension of destiny is... Are they elves? Well, this is a rare sight indeed. I must admit it took me a second to shake the Raja's Kill prejudices, because of course we of the Ushildusim are actually not at war with the local Alice Dak. That's foliage fancier to you and I. It doesn't mean we want to buy their karaoke bonsai buckets, though. Dear me, well, at the very least, if we wow them with gems and such, they may be convinced to bring us a giant bear or something. Imagine the barricaded nails with war bears. Dealing with the kobolds would be a picnic. Sorry. Yare seems to be a more adequate preliminary merchant come liaison than member of the humans, too. Nice to note the twig people know a good dwarven fortress when they see one. Yes, adequate organizer, which means our trade depot stays neat and tidy, but a novice appraiser, so we can sell her the diamonds in our coal. And if her brawler nature should come to bear, well, we're already aware Ubble knows which way up her mace goes. In all the elven hubbub, I did notice Astesh going into a strange mood, but he's a fish dissector by trade, and that's a rock he's fiddling with, so I'm not holding my breath, which is unusual for most who deal with Astesh, because it's not a very smell-positive job. And here it all is finished. Fuzzy's lie bad, a borax weapon rack that he's oh so lovingly gifting to us. Well, let's take a look at it then. Its name translates to the Celebration of Praise, which just stinks of Astesh's particular brand of desperation. It's studded with lesser gems, banded with polished wood, and adorned with an image of itself in yellow jasper. I think we can all agree that Astesh should keep to removing the wibbly bits from fish. Not that we're catching any fish. Well, that's the trading all sorted out. Now, we did part with a few gems, but honestly, Yare didn't come with much, so I lent more heavily on the steel high boots the dwarves overproduced because they can't count to 5. That way I got to save Ervad's amazing prepared meals whilst adding to our ingredient stocks. And I even managed to purchase some animals. Now, don't get too excited, they're no giant bears, but I wanted to start as we mean to go on. So yes, here we have them, an owl and a lorikeet. They will be decorating the Sweetness of Rax for the foreseeable future. How well a nocturnal bird of prey and a pretty little parrot will do in a dark and smoky tavern in the bowels of a surface-level fortress, I have absolutely no idea. Last time I kept an animal captive was the thrips, and they turned out to have all the survivability of tissue paper in a hurricane. So I suppose we shall see. But what I will say is don't be surprised if the next scene shows the tavern sans birdies. Oh, and come to the Sweetness of Rax. It's a hoot! Sorry. What you're looking at now is our local area. With our little fortress Hammerlock nestled in the crook of our river, the great and mighty Ruin Breakfast. Over to the southeast is the human hamlet of Scooped Stick, governed by the League of Warriors in the nation of Hyde. Now, I can hear you asking, and no, I don't do birthday parties, but I have it on good authority that Snod does. But of what import are the humans of Scoopstick? Well, they are few, and within raiding distance, so that is precisely what we shall be doing. That's right, the barricaded nails are off on their virginal mission. Let's see them out. Following Erach, our militia commander. She's just getting herself a drink and then, yes, off to raid Scooped Stick. Now, I think it goes without saying I've got all 15 fingers crossed, but still, these dwarves are well trained, well armoured, and armed to the teeth. Arus Eshon! Oh, please come back in one piece. The fortress feels so empty without them. So, turns out I needn't have worried. They're back, so let's take a look at their report. The whole journey took them a few days. When they arrived, Erach led the raid, of course. Though I guess Scooped Stick is on something of a plane, as she couldn't nab a positional advantage. Disappointing, but not as disappointing as the accidental deaths of 7 dogs and 10 humans. It was supposed to be a stealth raid for me's sake. I suppose the clinkety-clank of 5 dwarves in full steel would make sneaking somewhat difficult, but given the battle, I'm glad they had the protection. And 17 confirmed kills on the first raid is nothing to scoff at. Now the exciting bit. After the killing came the looting of treasure and seizing of livestock. Let's have a look. A stick, a cat, and a rabbit. We sent 5 dwarves. What, was it a particularly large rabbit? Nope, absolutely normal-sized, run-of-the-mill, regular rascally rabbit. We killed 17 for this? What an absolute joke! I've never felt more ambivalent about a thing before in my timeless existence. Right, there's nothing for it. In for a bunny. That's it. Get your sonny rears into gear and get back to Scoop Stick. If we're affecting explosive extraracial enmities, I'm damned well getting more than buck for my bang. Oh, now here's a beautiful thing. Doran and Vutok have just got married. Oh, it's been forever since I've seen a good dwarven wedding. We absolutely have to take a listen. It looks like the main service is over, but Doran's making a speech.
Thank you all for coming here today. I just can't tell you how important it is when my new husband can't be bothered showing up himself. To still have the support and love of my fellow Hammerlock Nail Key.
I'm only here for the grab.
Erdian, you can't say that.
Oh, Erdian, you're terrible.
Come on now, Doran. You'll ruin your face paint. Want me to make you a special wedding meal?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Tiger face paint at an O'Shilducine wedding. It was bound to go bad.
Did I ever tell you all the story of...
Core, that Erdim's a bit of all right, isn't she? Something of a kindred spirit. What's the laws on creator deities dating their creations? Well, I know Zeus does it, but it just tastes a little banjo-y to me. Probably for the best I don't anyway. Last time a pair of dwarves caught me manifested, they created Golcol. Then the conquering heroes return. Hopefully this time they raided more than the petting zoo. They all seem in one piece, which is good. Huh. You know, I hadn't actually imagined that they wouldn't. How about that? So enough preamble, let's take a look at how it went. The walk took a few days. Oh, they slipped in undetected this time, and then stole some treasure and livestock and made off like bandits. This is all sounding much more promising. Let's take a look at the spoils. An ibex, a camel, some iron arrows, some beer, a barrel, and a strawberry plum. So this is technically better than last time, but really I'm still calling it a failure. Not least because if we take a look at our militia commander, we can see that her unmet needs have changed from those of a martial nature to those better suited to one of our less busy crafts dwarfs. Nobody wants a miserable military, but our fearless 5 have done so well thus far that I'm loath to simply let them stop. Maybe a second squad would be worthwhile. That can wait for now, as it would appear the humans have returned. Still no Manma, but here is Lurshi, an adequate siege engineer. Ha! If I were a mistrustful god, I'd think the humans were sending this Lurshi to case the joint, as it were. Can't really blame them considering our forays into Scoop Stick. But no, I'm just being paranoid. Oh, and there's some good timing for you. Our recently married man, Vutok, has gone into a strange mood. I mean, can you blame him? Probably spent the last few seasons sleeping on the sofa, and dwarven sofas are made of rock. We'll leave him to it as we deal with the humans and come back to him when he's done. Here it is, Issa Keegan, a gypsum grate that he's claiming as a family heirloom. The name translates to spatter-gifted. which is actually rather apt for a grade, though it does arouse images of a plasterer's radio. It's encrusted and menaces, as is right and proper, and he's nailed a drawing he did of the foundation of Hammerlock on coyote skin to it. It looks like a giant potato waffle, and I can't imagine Doran being made any happier for its inclusion in their life, but what do I know about being married? Well done, Vutok. I hope it makes you as happy as it makes me confused. Oh, this would be those consequences for the actions that I've taken. The humans are here, and they're preparing to lay siege to Hammerlock. They're asking to parley. Well, I don't suppose I see as we have a choice. A full squad of human warriors, armed and armoured, towering over our stolid little dwarves. They outnumber our warriors 2 to 1. Is this it for our still toddling fortress? I guess we'll find out next time. Until then, Anu Zeshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anu Zeshon. Hello everyone, John here. I just wanted to let you know that after some thought, I've decided to create that Discord server that was suggested by Sensational TKO in the comments of Hammerlock Episode 2. Now, I'm about as green with Discord as it's possible to be, but my son has helped me, and my wife will be prodding me to be active in it, so come along and say hi. I'll pop a link to it in the description of this video, and I have to update all the others too now, I suppose. This would probably be a good time to mention that I do take all comments on board. I'm trying to get good at this thing, so any help or tips you lovely lot would like to offer are more than welcome. And as usual, if you've taken part in the journey so far, be that only by watching or by actively putting in time and effort to make my content better, I want to thank you so much for your support. So, thank you. I'll speak to you soon.